Hi everybody, thank you for joining us today. My name's Jemima and I'm the educator for Vital Plus for Victoria. And today joining me is Danielle, who is the educator for Vital Plus in Sydney. And
Hello.
In conversation with Danny and I today, we have the absolute honour and privilege of talking with the co-founder of Vital Plus just on 30 years ago, the famous Jaqueline. Hi Jaqueline.
Hi, Jemima.
Jaqueline, how are you going? How's things?
Very well. No problem at all. Yeah. Vaccinated twice, so it's good. And
Excellent.
everything okay, yes.
And Jean-Luc is doing good too?
Them too, yeah. Jean-Luc is always good. Well, you know, it's amazing.
Excellent. Well, we're so glad that you're able to talk with us today because Danny and I wanted to talk with you about your 5 top picks, your 5 top products from the GERnétic range, which we know to be macro, Vasco Artera, both for the body, and then the face products Synchro, Cytobi, and Immuno. That's right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yes. So I will not call my favorite. They're favorite for sure, but they are the most important.
Most important.
That if a woman wants to feel beautiful and at the same time have a good health, well-being, that's the products that she has to have. You know, that she should use. So like that, you would have. So I'm going to tell by products, but what is going to happen on the external and internal. So they're the main products. And the other products, of course, they complement according to the age or whatever the problem. But are you agree with that?
Yes, you agree definitely.
With that? Yeah,
definitely.
So,
Yeah, I do.
Danny and I have talked about Jaqueline, and Danny, maybe you want to share that story about how you came to be introduced to the GERnétic range.
Yeah, a long time ago when I was working for another brand, one of my salons carried GERnétic, and I've always suffered from cystic acne. And she used to talk all the time about her GERnétic, but the product she would talk about was her macro cream. And I was fascinated how you could use macro for the bust to treat acne. And she said, you must try. I never did, but it really stood out as a very interesting range. And when I applied for the job, I had that in mind because so many of my salons that I'd worked with that had GERnétic just loved it. Heidi being one, that was Bliss Skincare in Neutral Bay. She had it for a long time. And then when I very first came and I spent that beautiful week with you doing the training, I'd had 2 children by then and I'd lost my bust. And I remember you saying, oh, we'll do a bust treatment. And I said, oh, I've lost my bust. And you measured me as we do in the treatment. And you said, oh, no, but you can get your bust back. And we did the treatment and you measured me before and you measured me afterwards. And I think it was about nearly 3 centimeters or something. It was incredible, the lift and the growth that you got. And I continued to use that product and my bust improved, my cycles improved and my skin improved. And that, I think that is what really made me believe that GERnétic was incredible, because if it could do that to your body, where it's affecting so much of your system that it can improve your skin, your bust and your cycle, you know, what's it going to do for anti-aging when you start looking at that? Incredible. So you've always loved the bust products, and how often have you used them for, Jaqueline?
oh no, I use it, I might say, only once a week. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But at the beginning, when I was in my salon in France, and one rep came to the salon and offered me a bath, body, face treatment, you know. I was amazed too already at the first treatment. So from that day, that's a long time ago, I start to use the bath products. And it's true. So that means today, I don't need to use it like before, you know, every day. And once a week, it just keeps me my bust good, everything working well. Through the menopause, I never have a problem. I don't know what is menopause. I never have a painful period. I never have anything like that, you know. So that's thanks to the Bass products, but
and the results, Jacqueline, you saw when you had clients and you treated their skin for acne and used the Bass product, as I was saying, what results were you seeing?
Yeah, when they have acne around here, well, a good example, for example, a doctor sent me a customer for because it was a plastic surgery, and this lady, she went to saw him to restore her bust. She wasn't happy with her bust, so but he didn't want to do that because he knew me, that doctor, and he said, I think you should go to see Vital Aesthetic. At that time, that was the name of my salon, Vital Aesthetic, and the lady came, and I gave her some bust treatment. At the same time, she did have acne, but I didn't treat the acne. But by doing the bust treatment, the acne went away.
And it genuinely, it's incredible. And I think this is where people get wowed by GERnétic, that when you're using it on the bust through those meridian lines, it's replenishing and bringing nutrition to those ovaries and really helping to regulate your cycle, and where you're getting the acne from hormonal imbalance. It's truly incredible.
Yeah, that's right. So that was a good example for me to see that, you know, without even doing anything on the skin improved just because I was working on the bust, like the doctor sent it to me for that. But of course, your bust improved, but at the same time, the acne it went away.
So then with what you're talking about with the results with the bust treatments and the bust products, especially post-COVID and post-stressful times, it would be a real bonus for people to be using the macro on the Sino lotion and the macro bust at home going forward, and then having some bust treatments in the salons.
Yeah, of course. Yes, it's. I think for customer, it can be good to once they got the result with their bust, and maybe every 3-4 months they could go in a salon and have maybe a few treatments. But on the weekly basis, they should use the products twice a week to maintain the same.
Excellent.
I can see that's why it's one of your favorites. It's one of mine. And sometimes in the Australian market, it's hard to get people to use the bust, but the results are really incredible if you do.
Yeah. So at the beginning, it's good to use it on everyday basis for maybe 2-3 months. But when they got the result, then they should maintain it. Yes, and it's not difficult to maintain if you use twice a week.
Because one of my other favorites, Jacqueline, is the Vasco Artera, which I use on the soles of my feet and my legs. Yes. I love that.
Yes, so Vasco Artera, it's a good cream to bring nutrition to the blood, and that's improved the circulation by giving nutrition. You know, everything's functioning better. So Vasco Artera is definitely a cream that every woman should use, because very often, you know, you got heavy legs, painful leg, you know, all sorts of a problem. And Vasco Artera is a fantastic cream. So that exists from the beginning. Macro exists from the beginning. They are the main products.
I know your daughter-in-law, Elena, she loves to use Vasco Artera because she wants to keep her legs. She says, I look at Jaqueline's legs and I want legs like her at her age, and I use it every day. And she said, I want all of you to be able to wear shorts when you're the same age as Jaqueline.
You know what she told me? She told me when she met me the first time and she came here, and I was in short. It was summer, I was in short. And she could not believe that I was in short at my age. I didn't know she thought of that, but she told me after, yeah. And I'm still in short in summer, wearing shorts.
Really don't think about that. It really does age you. If you've got the heavy legs, the fluid, and the broken veins, and that's what it will prevent. And it takes the pain away. I know I used to fly a lot, and I had some veins and I had them removed, and I used Vascular Terra and they've not come back.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. It's really about nutrition. All the genetic products got the balanced nutrition, everything that is necessary for something to function. And this is about getting nutrition through the skin. And the nutrition that we got through the skin goes directly to the bloodstream, and it's even better than to eat different things, you know, because a lot of things are lost in the digestion, but through the skin it's not lost. Mr. Laporte used to say, in a 7th of the second, the active ingredients are in your blood.
Wow, in a 1/7 of a second, the active ingredients are in your blood. That's amazing.
The active ingredients, yes. That's what he used to say.
And the results, you know that that's happening because it really does change.
Yeah, yeah. We just, it's just amazing. I mean, you never can stop to talk about what genetic can do.
How often do you use Vascular Terra, Jacqueline?
Maybe once, at least once a week, but maybe twice. But once a week, it's enough to keep my legs light. I never have a painful leg or anything like that. Yeah. So I maintain my my well-being with the products like macro, of course, Seno macro, et Lympho Vascular Terra, 1 or twice a week. You know, so that's sufficient for me because I've been using those for such a long time. So that's good, and that can be same for everybody. When you restore everything in your, you know, you're getting healthy, then you just have to maintain with something like that on the weekly basis, maybe twice a week, if you are a good girl. Sometimes you don't feel like to do it, you know.
So you still use Synchro every day, Jacqueline?
Me? Oh yeah, Synchro every day, yeah.
Every single day, morning and night.
Definitely, it's a basic. You never can go off this one. Yeah.
Don't we know, Danny? Yeah, we're addicted. Don't worry, Jacqueline. We're never going off Synchro.
I don't think it's like Heidi. She said she never will go out without her macro. You know, she never will go in holiday without macro. Heidi, she said that. Yeah.
Yes, she does. She loves it.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic for the body as well, and that's sometimes where we don't think for stretch marks. It's exceptional.
Absolutely. Oh yes, absolutely. During pregnancy, this is something to the skin will be more elastic. You know, it will not break because it got the nutrition. It's good for the baby, for the baby skin at the same time inside. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So you know, it's just unbelievable. Mr. Laporte made such good products, you know. But that's something he love, you know. Something he love to discover. Yeah.
And Cytobi, you use that every day as well, Jacqueline?
At night, maybe not always every night, but yes, mostly. So Cytobi, so Synchro is anti-inflammatory. That's the main thing of Synchro because Mr. Laporte made Synchro for burn, skin burn. So it's anti-inflammatory because he used to say that the first thing we have to do for skin burn is to stop the inflammation on the skin. So Synchro, anti-inflammatory. C2B, it's anti-inflammatory too, but it's particularly made for skin problem like eczema, psoriasis, problem like that. So I think for burn, you would start with Synchro, that's sufficient. And maybe later on, when you want a better result, maybe you can put Synchro Cytobi. But for skin problem, eczema, anything like that, you know, anything that is red on the skin, that is inflamed, Cytobi works very well.
Do you use the Cytobi because you don't have inflammation? So we're using it there for aging and to add that extra nutrition.
Yeah.
Now, I think I remember you saying, Dr. Laporte, when he created Synchro and Cytobi, he said he'd made 98% of what the skin delivered, 98% of what the skin needed nutritionally with those two products.
I don't remember exactly what he said, but he created Synchro first, and a few years after he created Cytobi, but maybe 3 or 4 years after. And that is true that it did give a percentage of what the ingredient he has in the skin. How many percentage, I don't remember, but that was quite high, yes. Yeah.
So it's giving basically everything the skin needs to be healthy when you use Synchro with Cytobi over the top of it, and that's why you do that.
Yes, Synchro and Cytobi help the skin to be healthy, yes. Yeah. Every other products, it's complement, you know, it's if you use Myomuso, for example, it doesn't change your skin texture, it just work on an area of the skin, on the firmness, on the muscle, and so on. So all the other products are sort to complement Synchro, but you can't go without Synchro. You have to have Synchro in your program. I know Frank said that sometimes people don't want Synchro, and he doesn't give them Synchro, but you need the Synchro. Yeah.
Have you ever used Synchro 2000, Jacqueline?
No, because I don't feel the need for a texture that is not as heavy as Synchro, because what the people reproach is the texture, but you need to use a small quantity, and I don't know, you probably saw it, but it penetrates very quickly, the Synchro. So it's, you know, it doesn't stay on the skin like something. But if a customer wants, they can use Synchro 2000 during the day to have a lighter texture, and at night use Synchro. That's okay too. Yeah.
Yeah. Go, Danny. I was going to say, what about our favorite mask ever?
Yeah,
the Immuno mask.
Immuno, that's what I was going to say. So let's say Immuno, you know, our people of everywhere, you know, the other company, they do a peeling. You know, they peel the skin. Okay, so you don't need to peel the skin, because Immuno help the cells renewal all the time. So with Immuno, you won't have a build-up of dead cells. That's the main action of Immuno. And he encourages dead cells to come to the surface, and then, you know, the dead cells will fall up automatically when you clean with Glaco, Fibro. So Immuno, with Immuno, you won't have a build-up of dead cells.
Yeah, you can really feel that when you've used it. When you do Immuno and you remove it, the skin's so soft and smooth.
Yeah. So that's the action of Immuno. So that's mean with those products for the skin, Synchro will bring all the nutrition that the skin needs to be healthy, amino acid, vitamin, trace element, everything in a good balance. You know, he knows exactly what he was doing, Mr. Laporte. It's anti-inflammatory. Cytobi is anti-inflammatory, and it complements a little bit the Synchro nutrition, and particularly on anti-inflammatory, works on the skin, sensitive skin, skin problem, eczema, psoriasis, and all that. And Immuno encourages the cells turnover. Of course, if you got a customer with skin problem, eczema, psoriasis, you would not use Immuno. So here we could say Immuno or Argini, because Argini, it's a calming. So because sometimes you can't sell Immuno to a skin problem, a skin that it's inflamed. I'm not talking about acne skin, I'm talking about inflammation like eczema, psoriasis, and all those inflammation. So If you have a customer with a skin like that, you can sell Synchro, you can sell Cyto B, but Argini with it. And then after that, it's the best nutrition for the best and everything to make a woman healthy.
The other thing I love doing when I have breakout is, and we teach it beautifully to the therapists, is to mix the immuno with the synchro, and the results you get from that are fantastic too, aren't they?
Immunosynchro, it's a good combination for rejuvenation of the skin. It will rejuvenate the skin. And so by doing that, well, Synchro bring the nutrition and Immuno encourage the renewal of the cells. So that's why it's good. It's good for stretch mark, for example. So because of that, because of the
Synchro and immuno and a massage you're on at night, it's like when you wake up, it's like someone's given you a facial while you've been sleeping. The skin's soft and bright.
Yeah.
Do you do it at night time, Danny? Do you do the Synchro immuno at night time?
Massage it on and leave it on at night, and then wake up, and it just does all its stuff at night. I love it.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, I know people do that. I know that.
Jacqueline, can I ask you, what was your skin routine this morning? What did you do for your skin this morning?
Oh, this morning? Because I have this nice meeting with you, I did. I prepare myself well, so I clean my skin. Then I used how do you say, the cleaning with the peeling.
Marine gum.
Marine gum, that's it. Yes, I start with that. So I use this one once a week, not on every day. And then according to what, because I got all the mask, I got the 4 masks, and I sort of alternate them. This morning I used Hydra mask, yes, because I thought, well, I was going to plump up my skin a little bit, so I might do that. Eye mask, Hydra mask, and then I don't leave. I massage all over, and then after 5-10 minutes, I remove it, and then I put a serum, I put different things on. Yeah. So that's what I do.
Beautiful, because you're glowing as always.
But I change, sort of, alternate on every week, on a weekly basis. But the most important, the immunomask is the most important for me. Yeah. Because it's very important to encourage that cells turnover.
And for the clients that are going into the salons that are having, when they're having their facial and the immunos are part of that skin treatment, but it's really, really crucial, isn't it, that the clients whose skin need it, they're doing an immuno mask at home at least once a week.
Yeah, once a week is good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Instead of using a peeling, they do immuno, and they don't need.
Yes, and so many clients used to always say in the salon, if they had a facial and they didn't have the healing step done or the exfoliation step done, and they just had the Mito special and the immuno done as the mask in the preliminary treatment, that when it was removed, so many clients used to say their skin felt like they'd had an exfoliant, but it hadn't. The mask had done the job.
That's good to know. Yeah. So that's yeah. No, Mr. Laporte didn't want to make a peeling. I mean, the beauty therapist has to ask, because it's been asked for so many years, and then one day you say, okay, I'm going to make one, but it's not interesting at all. Yeah.
So for the clients and the salons that haven't got their clients on the immuno mask once a week, it's really time to start doing that and encouraging that their home care, part of the home care The reason that it's there, it'll actually help their other creams like their Synchro and Cytobi work really well. Preliminary treatment, I think, is one of the most special steps that genetic facial has. And it's a step that a lot of other facial products or treatments don't actually have. So doing the Mito Special and the Immuno at the beginning of a facial, with its activation of the mitochondria and looking after the surface of the skin, it's really activating everything. And clients who come to us and don't have the exfoliation step in their facial, and they have the Mito Special and Immuno step instead, they can't believe how amazing their skin feels without having had an exfoliation.
Yeah.
So that's why when I hear people saying or salons talking about they don't have their clients at home doing a mask at home, I'm like, they need to be doing the Immuno, at least Immuno on its own. In a perfect world, they're doing Mito Special and Immuno together at home, because it ensures that all the other products that they're using, like Synchro and Cytobi, the uptake of the nutrients is even greater because the cells are working really well. And that's what Jaqueline taught us all these years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, the peeling that a lot of companies are doing, it's only a mechanic. It's a mechanic, you know, just because we wrap something that, you know, so, but the cells turnover that we are getting with GERnétic is more organic, biologic, you know. So that's the skin is doing that by receiving different ingredients. It's a very different thing. It's not mechanic. You see what I mean?
Yeah. You can see the difference in the skin, as you say, and that preliminary step's really important, I think.
Yeah. And the Mito, of course, he helps to activate what you're doing. You know, we will activate the immuno exfoliation. So the Mito, it's quite a good thing. And particularly now with Mito Special, it's very easy to just do a little bit and then you put your mask over. And it's good.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, incredible. So in a perfect world, we would be doing at home every day, or at least a few times a week if we've been doing it regularly. We could be doing macro on the bust to provide all the nutrients to the bust tissue, vasculatura to the legs to be providing the nutrients to encourage the circulation. And then on the face, the routine would, whatever steps we're doing, would also make sure that we've got Synchro and Cytobi happening every day and Immuno at least once a week.
Yeah, so Synchro for sure every day. Cytobi doesn't have to be every day if it's a skin in a good condition, younger skin, you know. So let's say that the Cytobi, because it's an expensive cream too, Cytobi is there for the most sensitive skin, the skin that need a little bit more nutrition. But otherwise, for younger skin under 40, if the skin is in good condition, the Synchro will keep the skin healthy.
Yeah, great. Yeah. And especially for some people, they find, I know winter time, a lot of people who don't have a sensitive skin, but in winter, they will generally add Cytobi into their routine at night time just to get more nutrition in the drier, colder months.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Especially if you live in Victoria, in Melbourne. So, Jaqueline, your top pick, your 5. We've heard some of those reasons why, and I'm sure that will encourage some of the salon owners to, if they haven't used particularly the Macro 2000 or the Vasculatura of late, that will encourage them to grab them back out of their cupboards or to order them from Frank and start having them as part of their daily routine to remind themselves how beneficial these 2 body products are, along with the Synchro, Cytobi and Immuno. So it'll be good to hear some of the stories of people adding it back into their routine in the coming weeks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, macro is very important to have a good bust, but bring nutrition to the body for the bust, for the hormonal system to function well, to get to don't have any deficiency that make their body not functioning well. So particularly the hormonal system, the women function. And so there will be beauty and well-being for that area. And the vascular, I think a lot of women have a bit of poor blood circulation, particularly after 40s, probably 30, 40. And the vascular maybe a few times a week, from the sole of feet to top of the legs. Very quickly, it doesn't have to be too long. Lympho first, the vascular, and that will really, they really will feel their leg lighter. And very good before taking a plane, going overseas. Before, that's really good. My sister, she always do put thing very thick, the stocking to compress the leg when she take the plane. And for me, I don't need to do that. I just put, I make sure that I put vascular before I take the plane. Vascular bring the nutrition for the blood directly to be more fluid and move better. So that's what vascular. If we look at your book, you will see all those nutrition that we got in. This is a very important cream.
If we had to do a sixth product, you're saying it would be the Adipogaster because of its benefit to the body in helping the digestive system.
Yeah, to help the digestion, healthy digestion, elimination of toxin. Of course, keep a body slim. The Adipogaster would be the one.
Yeah, and also for the acne as well, because it's helping with the digestion.
When you're getting acne on forehead and there, so that's why we're working on the digestion.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So in that case, for acne, we can put just a little bit on the tummy. But this is the most important place for the Adipogaster, is the tummy area. Even if you got a woman who used the Adipogaster just to lose weight, she will lose weight with Adipogaster because her digestion will be better and her appetite will reduce. She will get the nutrition through Adipogaster to don't feel the need of food all the time, So that's how it works. It really brings the nutrition that is missing. And that can make you fat, that make you poor digestion, all those things, yeah, and the acne, of course, yeah.
It's a magical product when you look at it like that, how we're training the whole body.
Yeah, so I think with Adipogaster number 6, I think we got everything to function. Yeah. Then after that, all the other products, they sort of, Myoso for the skin muscle, they got a specific role, but you just can't use Myoso on the skin and think that your skin will be better if you don't use synchro with it. So the health of the skin and the well-being will be by basic products. So basic products, synchro, cyto B, immuno, macro, vascular, and we can add Adipogaster.
Excellent. That's the complete package to get anyone started, isn't it? That's wonderful. That's really good.
Of course, they would have to use the glycofibro, and the macro, the seno, and the body products, the lympho. But that's, of course, just to help to open the skin to absorb. But if you just use those lympho and nothing else, it won't do very much, So if you use Myoso without anything, it won't do very much. So that's what we have to understand. Yes, yeah. So there are all the different products. Yes.
So all the treatment creams, Jacqueline, you used to teach us, yes, all the treatment creams like Vasco and Myoso and GERlift, they need to all have the synchro on top.
Of course, it was always like that, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
So you
And
know
so,
why. You know why.
Yeah.
Because of the nutrition, the important nutrition. Because Mr. Laporte used to say that if you just use synchro, if you can't use anything else, your skin will be okay, you know. Yeah. But everything else, it's a sort of activate the action of synchro. With synchro, you get some result, but when you use the right complement, you will sort of activate the action. You will be more specific for a synchro. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. And all the years that you were doing the training sessions for the salon owners all around the country, we used to be amazed at the results of, as Danny was mentioning at the very beginning, the difference and the change in the bust after the bust treatment had been done.
Yes.
And when we would do body treatment, the difference was amazing.
Most of the customers, when you do the bust treatment, you take the measurement before and after, they will get the result. That result is not stable. You have to continue for some time, but you can see that, you know, it's doing something straight away. Yeah.
Danny, I think maybe it's time that we revive the old bust treatments here in Australia. What do you think?
I think so. They're one of my favourites. I love them.
Yeah, I think it's time.
I mean, the face is good, but the body too, we should not forget that. I mean, Australian women, they sort of do a lot of things maybe for their skin, face, but not for the body. Because they don't believe, so this is up to us to talk to them. Mm? Yeah.
So it looks like the Jack pack of 5 products today has gone to 6 products because Jacqueline's added in the Adipogusta. I love it. It's the complete pack. We've got 3 for the body and we've got 3 for the face. So it's all equal now. That's great, Jacqueline. Thank you.
Well, good. Well, keep Adipogusta. Yes, Adipogusta, it's a good cream too. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think everyone in today's conversation with Jacqueline, hearing the 6 products, the now 6 products that Jacqueline says we should all be having ourselves and we should all be talking to our clients about. They're ones to look out for and ones to actually for yourself to get back into your routine. So Danny, if you haven't got your Macro and Vasco and Adipogusta out, I'm getting mine out to make sure they're all being used and we'll report back.
I would say that Adipogusta is not necessary for everybody, but for some people, it is necessary.
Sure.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Eh? You can have a lady that she's slim, she got a good digestion. There's no way why you should give her the Adipogusta. But the Vasco Artera, I think, yes, it's good to use it because after a little while, you know, the legs become tired and the circulation is not always stay well, yeah.
Although, Jacqueline, I have to say, not everybody eats as well as you do. So the incidence of digestive issues in this country, unfortunately, is growing. So for a lot of people that do have a lot of digestive issues, it could be just that something else they could add into their routine now that they might know about it from this conversation we're having with you today.
Okay, yeah.
So Jacqueline, it's been amazing hearing all of these stories that you have to share with us because your wisdom and your knowledge continues to blow everyone who knows you away. And thank you so much for being a part of this conversation today.
That's nice. It's nice for me, you know, to be back in.